Hello, and welcome to the last episode, the final, the pinnacle episode of Season 3 of Super Pros Bros. I'm Player 1, Ike, and with me as always is...
Player 2, Eli, and Count Broloff. Doing this podcast is on YouTube, SoundCloud, and Spotify.
I did not, Brosidon. Are those the same places they could?
Like,
Comment,
share,
and subscribe?
Oh, it certainly is.
Nice.
We're taking out a cigar? What? Nice.
Cigar. No? Nothing? Alright. So, what's been going on in your circle?
That took me way too long. I'm so sorry.
I feel like that was a good...
I didn't quite catch what you had said.
Oh.
I just kind of but the voice sound that put it, I'm like, oh. Still don't smoke!
There you go. So, other than not smoking, what you been up to, bro?
Not a whole fucking hell of a lot. It's been pretty low-key for me. I've been hanging around. I've been playing a fair amount of Diablo 4 this week with my buddy Bill. Yeah, hung out with Eli. It's fun. I'm gonna go to like a kind of private movie theater tonight, and they're like running out for their birthday.
Wow.
Yeah, there's like a small theater in Seattle. It's like that shows a bunch of like art films and small movies and shit.
That's crazy. Are they going to be like? Are they filling up the theater, or is it just like a very?
No, it's not like it's a small venue. It seats like 50 people.
Okay, it's still a lot to rent out, no?
Yeah, I have no idea.
I wonder if you have to pay for every seat or just pay for like.
I assume it's probably just like a flat charge because they still have like concessions and shit if you want it. Although they're allowing us to bring our own stuff since we've rented it.
Sweet, that's
so
awesome.
Either.
Yeah.
So yeah, that should be.
Do you know what you're seeing tonight?
I can look it up. I forget what the movie is. It is something I like never fucking heard of. Okay, what is it? Son of the White Mare.
Makes two of us.
Mm-hmm.
Son of White Mare. Oh, this is an old movie, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, this is a movie from '81. Jesus.
Apparently, it is something that
it looks fucking cool. Like looking at some of the stills, it looks rad. But yeah, wow. It looks like it's a Hungarian animated film. Has good reviews. Enjoy. Let us know what you think of it next week. Or 2 weeks from now, or whatever.
Yeah, so that's... I don't know anything else crazy.
Why the return to D4 for any fanigans of it out there who... Because last I checked, you weren't a fan of its initial rollout.
Its initial rollout was garbage. I stand by that.
Plain and simple. It was plain and simple.
Hot trash. Since then they have added to the game to make it less dog shit. They've added a lot of agency and gearing. They've added a lot more like diversity of endgame activities, which is good. And the reason I dropped back into it is there's a new season and a new expansion, which I have mixed feelings about the expansion and the way they did lore and story to it. It feels a little janky. Not nearly as bad as the fucking first round, but also it doesn't feel like you're playing Diablo.
It feels like you're playing Pictionary.
It just you don't have like, if I say Diablo, you think of like big fucking angels, demons, all sorts of blood and gore and shit. And it's like they went, how about we don't? And they just make it this weird like character focused drama. And I'm like, no. Like, and they're also doing like some weird retconning of some lore, which like kind of had to happen, and I kind of get, but it's also kind of annoying. Like,
Sure.
so as far as the actual content, it's fine. Like, and I think some of the stuff they made is cool, but like the writing in this game is still just not great. Like, it's better. It's not good, but it's at least a little better. I'm hoping we at least get some decent cinematics. I'm not done with the campaign, but please God, give me a good cinematic. That's all I want.
Yeah, the cinematics are fire.
Yeah, and I'm listen. End of the campaign for D4 is still the best cinematic. Period. That shit was busted. God, I hope I get another one of those. Uh, Otherwise I may feel a little slighted. But as far as like just playing with my buddy and doing like other other shit and farming, it feels pretty good. Like yeah, I do like the direction the game is going, even if its writing is dumb. At least the core gameplay loop has been feeling pretty good.
All right, I've got good news and I've got bad news. What should I share first?
Hit me with the bad news.
So the lady I was seeing, I am no longer seeing anymore.
Well, that is unfortunate.
Agree, especially considering this is somebody that I don't know how much of this got shared on the podcast, but this is somebody that I was like, this was like working itself into a position of like, I think this is the last person I'm gonna have to date. We're gelling on so many things, getting
It sounded
past.
promising.
It was I was doing my best to hold off on saying I love you because I was so infatuated and so many things were like lining up perfectly.
Sure.
As far as I was concerned, so this was definitely really rough, especially considering. So this is actually very recent. We were recording this on the 13th. I got the bad news on the like 9th, no, the 10th.
Oh.
The 10th, yeah. So we had talked to each other the Monday I came back from DC, and hung out, had a great time, left on left on really fun, kinky terms. Like she got up to leave because she had to go to therapy, and just hugged as we did, and gave
Sure.
her a smooch, and it was like she was like, "Fuck, I do wish I didn't have to go to therapy." It was like leading itself towards being like, "Ooh, fun times." It was like, but I had to go to therapy, like that kind of
Sure.
funning. And I was like, "This is really awesome." They went to therapy. They uncovered some rough shit in therapy. Cool. That's what therapy's for.
Yeah.
Needed some space, trying to give space, and then they messaged me like, "Hey, can we talk? Can you call me when you're driving home from work?" I was like, "Of course." This is like fairly common. And then it was just like, "Yeah, I don't want to like lead you on. I was like, well, I'm fine waiting, all this and that." And they're like, "No, I just want to be done. Like I need this to be like clean," which hopefully that serves them. I don't understand how, but hopefully that serves them. But this is like, and the interesting thing I've been noticing when talking to my therapist and talking to people that are awesome and willing to like listen and occasionally throw a little bit of info in the ring is that I'm not angry. I'm not like weepy sad. I'm just like hollow, which is very curious for me. I don't think I've felt this in a while. So this is kind of a very, albeit shitty feeling, a very unique one. So, wee. But yeah, so that was the poop container. Back to the drawing board.
That's pretty garbage. Please tell me you got something good to counteract.
Sort of. Had fun in DC. Woo!
All right. Good.
Didn't crush sadly, but had a lot of fun. Saw friends. I found a fun hack to being happy and playing better in major tournaments, even if they don't go well, which is, this is so fucking absurd. So back in the day, the way Magic used to work, other than winning straight up qualifiers, you could qualify for big tournaments on what was known as rating.
Okay.
Meaning it had a similar system as like old chess or old tennis. Actually, I think chess still follows this, called ELO.
Yep.
Wherein if you beat somebody better than you get a lot of points. If you beat somebody the same as you get some points. If you beat somebody worse than you get the minimum. you get the minimum amount of points. And it works in reverse. So if you lose to somebody who's better than you, you lose the least amount. You lose to somebody who's worse than you lose the most you can.
Yep.
So this used to be a thing in Magic. It was terrible because it disincentivized people to play the game because you would get a rating that was good enough to qualify you to things and then you would stop playing. Turns out, for a company that is selling widgets and digits to play with, they don't want people to stop playing their game, so they changed the system. Wise. However, somebody did the awesome thing because one of the fun things about playing any game with rating is dick measuring with your friends. And saying,
everybody loves a good EP measurement.
Yep. Nothing like saying, ha ha ha, my rating in this children's card game is 5 points higher than you. I'm Big Dick Penis Man of Land Island. That is the best. So, somebody remade this website, backlogged all the tournaments that ever existed that like you can find data on.
Oh dear God, why?
Because they love us and they want us to be petty as shit, and I'm here for it. So now, one of the things I can do is when I'm doing not great in a tournament, I can no longer qualify, make the big buco bucks, is I can play it out for that sweet, sweet rating. Get those dick measuring dollars, if you will.
Okay.
And it is such a good lighthouse kind of when you're sinking ship of being like, man, this tournament didn't go well, but I still have an opportunity to gain some rating.
But I can get some rating.
I still, when there's still rounds to play, but nothing to play for. Aha, but wait, there's rating.
Number go up.
Number go up, dick get big. So the
said every nerd playing an AARPG ever.
Yes. So
I can feel that playing Diablo 4. I hit those big crits. Oh.
Sir, there's no ladies around. Go back to bed.
Oh my God, 9 digits.
So in the later rounds of the tournament, wasn't doing well. I was like, oh, man, damn. I wanted to qualify for the first Pro Tour of next year. Dang it. And then I was like, but wait, rating.
Oh, okay.
And that was like a kind of fun hack. Also, I mean, ended up this is how hard Magic is to do well in.
Yeah.
It was a 15-round tournament. I had a win percentage of 66%, and I came in 110th, which is weird to look at in a couple different ways. One, having that kind of win percentage, 10 wins, 5 losses, and 110th place, sure. On the flip side, I was in the top 6% of the room, but that was only good enough for basically my money back. I got 125 funo bucks. Woo! Paid for some of my meals. Yay!
There are worse things.
But to qualify and do well, you have to be in the top 3%. And it's man, for anybody out there that's Magic's a skill game, you're a fucking idiot. You need to run so hot and get so lucky to achieve 3%. That's not skill. That's not all skill. Rephrase. That is there's so much that has to go your way, and that's fine.
How do you figure 6% if you're 10 and 5?
I just did the math on it. Of the out of the, I finished in the top 6%. I took my placement versus the populace. Populace was 1,800.
Oh Jesus! Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I took the populace, and actually it might even be right. So it was 64 divided by 64 divided by 1825. Yeah, top 3.5%. Ooh lolly.
All right. Yeah. I just didn't realize how many people there were.
Yeah, it was. This is the biggest one that will ever be. Because we are the biggest playing. The United States has half of the presumed half of the Magic playing economy in the world, of around years ago it was 10 million, and the rest of the planet was also 10 million. So thus we are catered to more frequently because we have an overwhelming majority,
because the money is there. Yeah,
because the money's there and the population is there. Yeah. But starting next year, instead of being one regional championship, they're splitting it into 2. So the numbers are likely to get drastically diminished, but still be huge. It's probably gonna be like over 1,000 in each. So we're still gonna have some of the bigger ones in the world. Like Japan's doing one right now. I think it's like 200 or 300. Brazil did one not that long ago. It was like 200. That's like it. We just have like the biggest. We just have the highest stats.
Yeah.
Europe's gonna do one that'll be close, but again, that's all of Europe. Okay. So like, yeah, it's a lot. Anywho's a what's it's. Yeah, but just as a way to refocus. Also was happy with my finish. Only had one bad moment, and it was because of something that happened outside of the game. I ended up losing a card of mine, and I was kind of... I really wish I hadn't, because I don't know how much that affected my play in the game because I lost the game. I counted my deck before presenting, and then realized it was a card short, figured out which card it was, couldn't do anything about it, dealt with it in the moment, but like it definitely fucked with my head. And for like that whole entire round, I definitely wasn't playing my best, but I don't know if it changed the outcome of the game. Also, it was against a friend and lost to him, and he was a sweetie and helped me try to find the card afterwards, which, Wappa, I know you're not listening to this, but love you, buddy. Thank you so much. That was very sweet. But yeah, ended up 10-5, made $125 dues, had a lovely time. Learned a life lesson. Dan Silver, I love you, buddy. You are never allowed to plan a fucking trip ever fucking again. Jesus Christ. He had us taking a flight that left at 6 a.m. from DC and coming back to LA. So not only do I have to get up at 4 in the fucking morning to get to the airplane on time, but then I've been up since fucking 1 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. How the fuck am I going to bed at the right time? I'm either going to be exhausted or I'm going to go to sleep too early and wake up too early. You dick. That's not... I say this as a normal human being. He came back and worked a full day because he's a fucking lunatic. But, you know, for us, normal persons, love you. But fuck you, you weirdo. No mas. Me plan. You listen.
Oh, I do if... Sorry. I just thought of something I could bring up for shock value for you.
Hit me.
That happened in my life. Okay. So, Friday night I was kicking it with Eli, and Colton messaged me. I was like, I haven't talked to him. He's like, hey, we need to talk about Thanksgiving. He's like, oh, did you see what Artemis posted on Facebook? I was like, no. He's like, don't look while you're with Eli. He's like, don't look while you're with Eli. I was like, and I fucking have to know.
Yeah.
What? And I guess I am no longer, like, I guess Artemis unfriended me on Facebook or some shit, which is weird. We've had civil conversations. Anyway, whatever. But I'm like, okay, so I can't look. God damn it. Okay. But I need to know because, you know, it's not, the curiosity is not going away. Like, So I messaged someone. I'm like, hey, Liz, do me a solid. Play Recon for me.
Yeah.
She's like, sure, no problem. Apparently, so the last thing I heard from Artemis, I talked to her like at the start of October. She had moved back to Nevada. She had gotten a job at Tesla, like outside of Reno. All that shit. This is the 11th. She is apparently married to some Emirati guy.
What?
Yes.
Is this like legit?
As far as I can tell.
Emirati guy?
UAE, like from the United Arab Emirates. Emirati.
The fuck's she doing in Nevada then?
I don't know. I don't know anything, Isaac. I have no clue. I have no context. This is the biggest out of fucking... It's like, I see this, and I just start laughing. Like, what?
That's wild, yeah.
What the fuck? It's the best part is I didn't message Liz back. And so she starts freaking out like I've lost it. She's like, oh my god, if you need to call me, I'm here. I'm like, all right, let's need to chill. We're good. We're good. Yeah. So I don't fucking know. I did have this one epiphany where I'm like, I'm kind of glad I'm not stuck on that fucking whirlwind ride anymore.
Yep.
It's kind of fun to look. It's kind of fun to look from the outside and just go, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I'm happy for you too, buddy.
Like, Jesus H Christ, like that 10 days, 240 hours. Huh? Like, My hope is
Mhm.
it isn't like some weird abusive situation. It isn't some weird exploitative situation. Like, I really hope it's not that.
Yep.
Presuming it isn't, that dude doesn't know what the fuck he signed up for.
Nope.
No
Also,
idea.
I think I'm hoping she does, but I also doubt that she knows what she signed up for.
There's no fucking way that she knows. If it's, like, I just, what the
We
fuck?
got two people in for a fucking roller coaster
Yeah,
of a marriage.
I cannot imagine that lasting long. Like, 10 days. 10 days. That is not enough turnaround time for that kind of shit. Unless this is some kind of fucking metal ass play to, like, kill him and cash out on some life insurance or something. Like,
Which
which case,
also,
Jesus.
it's a maneuver.
I
So
mean,
within 10 days, she unfriended you and got married.
to be fair, I don't know if I was unfriended prior. Like, I never tried to look at, like, pictures or
Yeah.
shit. Like, I just, like, I can still message her.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I mean, she may well have unfriended me when we divorced. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if that was the case. But yeah, so.
But also, I mean, this could have been building up till now, right?
But,
Or
like, if that was the case, like, why would she move back to Nevada?
Yeah.
Because also, the guy in the picture, now they're taking this picture in front of a bunch of expensive cars. Like,
This
that
guy's
motherfucker
minted.
looks like he's got money.
Yeah. Weird.
You know what?
I'm so happy that you're off that ride.
Yeah,
And I don't mean that in any kind of weird sexual way. Just like, Artemis, you you are a cosmic storm.
Like, I will say one thing about living with Artemis: life was always interesting.
Yeah, I remember thinking that too from a distance.
Like, sometimes good, sometimes just stupid, and sometimes miserable. But it was never boring. Like,
there was no such thing as an average day.
No, there was no prolonged stillness. For better or worse, that was not an option. Like, and I don't know. It's just like, what?
As an observer, it's fun to look back on, but I'm glad you're onto a ride that seems to have considerably less turbulence.
Yeah, I talked with Colton because apparently Colton is gonna be with me at Thanksgiving.
Cool. Oh, sweet! Jealous.
Yeah, cool. Kind of for shit reasons, because like his wife and child are gonna go to Europe because visa issues.
Oh,
fat fucking stinker there. And so I told him, I was like, oh, cool, you'll get to meet Eli because Eli's going to come with me to Sean and Nicole's for Thanksgiving.
Sweet.
And so I was like, and so he, did the obligatory like ask about pronouns and shit. I'm like, don't worry too much. You don't have to walk on eggshells. And he's like, Eli, if you were dating somebody to fucking walk on eggshells, I would scream at you. You did this once. You do not get to do it to me again. And I'm like, tough but fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't fucking understand.
Yeah. Artemis, have fun. Don't. Hopefully, things.
You know what? If you're safe, excellent. You're a big girl. You can make your own dumb decisions.
Yeah. You have made your own decision. I hope it doesn't explode.
Yeah. Like, again, that is my only concern. Is it something weird or abusive or exploitative? If it's none of those things, you make your own fucking stupid choices, woman.
Yep. Have fun now.
Yeah.
Enjoy whatever this is.
You are a 30-year-old. You are not a child. Okay, go ape shit.
Well, speaking of things that could end in disaster,
ooh,
as we are ending this season, don't worry, there'll be another one. We're going to end it with a series of death battles, in which we have both been assigned and taken up 4 death battles that we are going to put up on a scale in front of the other bro, and they are going to decide who the victor shall be. So, starting off first, I've got Zeus versus Odin. Who's taking it down between these gads?
Problem is, I don't know a ton about Odin. Ultimately, like,
really?
A lot of Norse mythology doesn't have Odin as the most prominent fucking character. Like, it's about Thor and Loki just being assholes. Actually, it's mostly
so Marvel had it right.
That's also mostly Loki being an asshole and Thor just being kind of large and obnoxious. Like, Odin is always well informed. He's got his ravens, all at XYZ. Okay, fine. Like, so much of Greek mythology, when Zeus isn't philandering, which is about 60%, to be fair.
Yeah.
It is a majority. Just Zeus looking at something going, I can put my dick in that.
My favorite thing that I've ever sent you is that meme that was the black guy in the yellow suit leaning behind a tree.
Zeus,
and it was Zeus looking at a living thing.
Yeah.
And just being like,
yep. Pretty accurate. That's half of Greek mythology in a fucking can. Just. But as much as he's a philandering man whore, he also
Zeus's dick is that kid from fucking what was that stupid show with the dog Lassie? It's just always getting stuck in things. Just out here. Hera, get help! Zeus's dick is stuck in a blank. The Mad Lib that is Greek mythology.
Yeah. But like also he threw a mountain at something. Like, so one of the biggest banes in Greek mythology is something called Typhon, which is like the father of all monsters. He's this big fucking natural disaster of a monstrosity. And
spelled typhoon, I presume.
I think it's like 1-0, not 2.
Ooh, rebranding.
Yes, actually, that's how that works. And like, so Mount Etna, which is a volcano in Greece, like in mythology, supposedly Zeus just kind of went, wah, and just fucking threw it on top of him after like the gods had fought him for days. And like that was the explanation for why it was a volcano, which kind of awesome, actually.
Oh yeah, no, the explanations for old shit is dope.
That's super dope. So like I probably just because I know more about Greek mythology to give context to Zeus being kind of a baller, I have to give it to Zeus.
All right,
I'm sure there's some fucking Norse mythology expert that's like, you're a fucking idiot, but
I wish we were doing this like via recording and we had our answers written on cards, because my choice is also I think I forgot to describe this in the beginning. We are also picking who we think the other person is going to pick of our death battle, and the person who scores the highest is the superiest of bros. And I chose Zeus. So 1 point for me, baby. Woo!
All right, your first round, you get to determine the victor between Griffith and Van. Sorry, Von.
A little bit of context. In our previous part of the episode, I looked at the listing and I had Griffith versus Van, and I said, "Who's Van?" Like it was a fucking Buick in the parking lot. And then we thought of what it would be like if Griffith fought Van Morrison. Okay, one question that needs to be asked. Is this Griffith or is this fucking...
It's not fucking Femto.
Okay, it's not Femto. So this is him before he powers up, basically.
Yeah, this is while he's still human.
Okay.
Like also Von,
well, I mean, no, but Von... this is pre like, because there are people that make arguments that like the Griffith post Eclipse is still Griffith when he's not in like Femto mode. And he has a different power ceiling at that juncture. So we're saying okay. Griffith with Band of the Hawk.
So, hang on. Caveat to that. That Griffith does not have... I would argue that Griffith doesn't have a different power ceiling. He just has a different set of cronies.
Well, like, if you see him fight post-Eclipse, the shit he's doing is like, all right, there's a little different... Like,
does he? Ever?
Yeah, he beats the fucking Oscarian guy or whatever.
Like the Kushan Emperor?
Yeah.
He walks up and a windstorm comes through.
I'm saying I think that like a couple of the surrounding things people point to and say those are power-ups of his.
Okay, but no, you're right.
Griffith
more I mean is like Griffith with Band of the Hawk.
Okay.
Like,
so this is a tough one. Because on one side, Griffith...
Obviously, Vaughn does not get to fucking pilot Escaflowne.
Oh, then it's Griffith by a mile. Like,
you think it'd be close if Vaughn got to pilot Escaflowne?
Well, so Griffith is really, really smart and also a crazy good fighter. Vaughn is just driven by emotion, and like he doesn't, outside of Escaflowne, he's like good, but he's not like cracked. If you wanted to put a close one here, I think it would have been very interesting if we wanted to go this way and kind of could lean out of this and go Griffith versus fucking oh crap, what's his name?
Like his older brother?
No, well, actually, his older brother is kind of almost like Griffith in a million different ways now that I think about it. No, I was thinking the guy that taught him. So it's like a B, I think. The fucking like gangster fucking knight that serves him and like teaches him how to fight.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what the fuck?
I do not. It's been way too long since I've seen Escaflowne.
Oh,
I do not remember a lot of names.
I need to look up who this was. Balgus! That fucking dog. Okay. But just as it is, I would take Griffith over Van. I think he's smarter, less emotional, probably a better swordsman.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. Who'd you have me picking?
I think I had you actually had you picking Vaughn. Why did I do that? I thought the wings would play a bigger factor.
Oh, I did space on that. To be fair,
he can fly.
I still think I take him just because they don't. I don't think they make that big a difference. And also, okay. Vaughn is just so emotional when like just like unless we take him at like the literal end. But I don't know. Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah, I think I take that one. So circle gets the square.
All right.
Next up, the old classic, the one everybody talks about.
Yeah. Okay.
We got Toph versus Frozone.
Yes. Yes.
Honey, where's my super sludge?
Frozone versus Melon Lord. A fight for the ages. I think this is just off. Like, Frozone doesn't... Like, Frozone can do a fair amount, but, like, he's kind of... He can't affect as ridiculously sized an area. Also, just... I don't know how... Like... The only way he gets to win is if he can just hard freeze her in place.
Sure.
Because if like otherwise, even if you like freeze her legs, she just starts moving the ground to move around. Like,
yep.
She could just throw shit like a cannon. She can't run out of stuff. Like, the only way Frozen wins this fight is like if they're fighting on a beach in a rainstorm. Like, he just needs so much extra water, I feel like, to have a chance. Like, God forbid they fight in the desert. He just loses. Like,
for sure. I think you could make this setting to be equal.
If you make it like an at parity setting, I still think Toph just takes it.
So to be clear, I have you picking Toph, so yeah. Circle gets the square.
Damn it.
But I think it's interesting to me because Frozone can fuck with where she thinks he is if he figures out her power setup, or like they get intel on each other, because he can just throw ice on the ground in differing spots and confuse her to where he is. Because if he gets up on like his ice skate, kind of like making his flying ice skating rink, he's not touching the ground anymore. Because like when you watch him fight in the city, he's literally creating ice that is coming down from a building, so it's not really applying pressure.
I hadn't thought about that. It's kind of true. Okay.
But I do think it is Toph.
Yeah.
Especially like depending upon which version of Toph. Like the later on you go, like the later it goes, the more cracked she becomes. Just feeling everything and also bending anything.
Yeah, I'd say old Toph is just busted.
Yeah, just cracked in half.
Because she could just, even if he's doing that, because the ice is touching the ground in some capacity, she'd feel it.
It's applying pressure to a thing.
Yeah,
like she can still figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine, I guess. You can see me. Like,
Also, she can just go underground. Like old Toph, it can basically just like it does some like Clayface shit where it's just like bloop, and just like
That's my other thought. It's like she can just go underground, and he is always vulnerable to some degree.
Yeah, and he can't tell where she is, and she can kind of ascertain where he is.
Yeah, and again, I think she can just hit a bigger area. Like,
yeah, no, I do think it is tough as well.
Yep. All right. Well, I gotta. Hopefully, I can. All right. So next up, you've got Beast from X-Men versus Guts from Berserk, because clearly I have a preference for one IP.
We are we don't have that many IPs that we love, but the ones we do love, boy howdy. I have Guts in this one, just especially the farther later you go. I don't know that much about Beast, but from what I know about Beast, we have him very smart, which helps.
Mm-hmm.
We have him, and then like his mobility is very high, but like when it comes to dealing damage, I don't think, assuming we give Guts the Berserker armor, I don't think it's going to be close. It's just like the amount of damage he can yield is like pretty low.
Mm-hmm.
And Guts, especially with the Berserker armor, becomes stupid fast. And later on, even when he has it and isn't using it, is very smart. Yeah. So I think just the overall power level of the weapon setup gives it to Guts. I think it's close, but I think I'm going Guts. I think if we go before Berserker armor, Guts is just so good.
Yeah.
In like combat when it comes to like one-on-ones.
He is the best soldier, bar none.
Yeah, I think it's just like, and the fact a super bladed weapon that he yields effortlessly, I think it's just like, yeah, I think it's just him.
Yeah, Beast can't tank that.
Yeah,
like
Guts basically beat Guts basically has beaten Beast on steroids via Zod multiple times. So I'm gonna use that as a litmus test.
I would argue the word beaten, but
I mean, sure, he beats him in something approaching a fair form in his initial fight.
Sure.
And then he does legit kind of whoop his ass later the next time and makes him his bitch when they fight the fucking like storm dude. I guess he kind of like, I don't know. He throws down with him.
I'd say like I would say he can contend with Zod.
He can contend with Zod, and Zod is Beast on fucking roided out.
Yeah, especially like I would say pre-trans, like before Apocalypse or Apostle form, I would say Beast is stronger, but like post Apostle form, nah, ain't no way.
It's not even close. Yeah. All right, like, yeah, he's just, yeah. It's kind of interesting now that Zod is kind of like what would happen if you put Beast and Hulk in a blender.
Kind of. I'd give him a big fucking sword too. Yeah, okay.
For funsies. Although he doesn't use the sword when he's in Apostle form.
No. I mean, why would he?
Yeah, didn't need it.
I'm gonna say, like, it's not giving him that much extra range on his hands. His arms are huge.
My mitts.
Yeah. Dude's just colossal. Like, he's like 15 feet tall when he's in Apostle form. Like, he has to hunch down to fucking stay in the cave where he fights Guts the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also love that, like, when he's, like, forced to transform, and he's like, keep fighting, and he's like, how? What do you think is gonna happen here, Zod?
So next up, we have Satoru Gojo versus Dumbledore.
Satoru Gojo.
Oh, fuck! Really?
Yeah.
Ah!
So it's, also, I was just more correcting your pronunciation, but yes, also Gojo.
Oh.
Yeah,
there was a brief moment of hope and immediately dashed. All right, so why is it Gojo over Dumbledore?
Wizards' defenses suck ass. So, like, as much crazy offensive powers they have, like...
I mean, they can teleport, though.
So can he.
Sure.
Which, problem A. Like...
Also, Dumbledore can, like, change people's magic into other things. That was, like, one of the big ones that I was thinking about, is that in was it book 5 or whatever, when he's fighting He Who Shall Not Be Named, there's a lot of like attacks sent at him where he like turns it into like water or flowers and shit.
There's good counterspell. I just don't know how he deals with Gojo teleporting right next to him and hitting him in the mouth.
Fair.
Like, that's kind of the problem, is like, the only way that I think Dumbledore can ever win is if he hits him with the Vada Kedavra. The problem is that that is questionably a projectile because it always has light associated with it, which can't necessarily hit. Even if it doesn't, it's slow enough he can dodge because Gojo is unreasonably quick.
Yeah, I guess I forgot about like physical attacks being an element here.
Yeah, it's like if Gojo just blinks up, smacks a wand out of his hand, and starts bitch slapping him, Dumbledore's still just an old dude. And I just don't see him holding out very long. Like, that's really the problem. Like, Gojo has a baller defensive layer, and Dumbledore does not. Like, magic utility is crazy, and he's got a way more varied thing, but he just doesn't have anything that shields him from getting punched in the mouth. Like, if people don't have a wand, some fucking boxer will just roll most of Hogwarts.
Like, Mike Tyson versus Hogwarts without a wand.
Yeah, like Mike Tyson clears. Like, because the amount of magic
is zero shot at Punch Out.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the problem is, like, wizards they always fight with a wand. It's like nobody ever contends physically. It's like nobody ever mixes both. So it's like there's never a need for a defense against something physical. There's always a need for a defense against something magical. But what if you just punch a bitch? Also, like, the amount of magic you can do without a wand seems very limited. Like, you need the wand to give it direction, basically. But it's like, the stuff you can do without is super narrow and, like, unreliable. So it's like, if he's ever disarmed, I don't know what he does.
Yeah. Drat. My perfect streak. All right, what you got next?
All right, we have Apocalypse versus Omni-Man.
This one's super weird. I'm not sure. Like, Omni-Man has one thing going for him, and I think it's better than Apocalypse's version of it. Of, like, just, like, raw, basically, strength.
The Viltrumite stat line is outrageous.
It is outrageous. That being said...
However, what is it like? It's not like Angel... There's like, a name for his tech. What is it called?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she emerges with celestial technology.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to think of, like, what... I think because Omni-Man's such a one note and Apocalypse is so much smarter than... Like, Omni-Man's not stupid, but he's not, like, crazy intelligent. He's just kind of like... I mean, the Viltrumites are just kind of like the...
They're warlords.
Well, I was trying to remember Superman's people. They're Kryptonians, but they're bad. It's like...
kind of.
I feel like Apocalypse beats that. It's really close. I think if Omni-Man had like one more power other than like basically just like being busted as shit, like just like, because it's just stats. And it's just like, does stats beat intelligent plus tech? But plus also Apocalypse has stats. Like Apocalypse fights people one-on-one, and like he doesn't go down. Like he beats the shit out of some people. I don't remember to what degree, but like I think I'm taking Apocalypse here.
And circle gets the square. Yeah, I kind of figured, like, Omni-Man is... Viltrumites are kind of weird, and they have, like, adaptive defenses, essentially, so they're really hard to kill, but they are just a big ball of stats.
Yeah.
They don't have, like you said, like, they can do cool things by having so much stat, but, like, they don't have tremendous options, so...
Like, if this was the Olympics, Omni-Man destroys Apocalypse. Like he beats him in every race and every lifting competition, gets all the golds. But like in an actual fight, like
yeah.
Like, I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm sure there's like some weird piece of celestial tech that can undo something. Like Yeah, there's probably some argument.
All right, so my last one, chance to pull ahead. We've got the Hulk, the Maestro version specifically, versus One Punch Man.
I don't know what the Maestro version is.
It's like, I think it's where he's at his smartest. He's also like, I think it's where he's at his smartest and where he's at his most evil. Like, I think he becomes basically a villain.
I thought the Maestro was like someone else.
I was looking it up. I was trying to find like the strongest version of the Hulk. I didn't realize the Red Hulk is not Bruce Banner.
Yeah. Oh, it is an evil version of the Hulk from an alternate future.
Yep. So he's got the most amount of intelligence.
He's the smartest, and he's the smartest version of Hulk, basically.
Yep.
Okay.
Has full control, is not done by rage. Versus the fucking smooth noggin that is Saitama.
Smooth noggin that is Saitama. Okay.
Smooth head, smooth brain Saitama.
Okay. Well. Huh. It's like, okay. I mean, the problem is Saitama never loses. The only time you ever see him like take his fight semi-seriously is when this dude's like threatening planetary annihilation. He's like, all right, serious punches, and the dude just explodes. Like, and like, he gets thrown through like chunks of metal and just kind of shrugs. Like, I don't think you hurt the guy. I think Saitama just has to win by bullshittery default.
Circle gets the square.
like he just fucking uppercuts an asteroid and blows it apart. Like, the guy's dumb. Like, he's just stupid. Like, he literally gets shot to the moon and makes a crater and just goes, huh. Like, he survives the void of space for some fucking reason and then just jumps back to Earth. He literally gets punched to the moon and doesn't care. What is that man? Saitama's just, he's fueled by the power of bullshit.
Do you want to mulligan that one and I can come up with another one?
No, I love it.
Okay.
I'm trying to make an argument for Hulk winning. It's like, the problem is, it's not that you just don't see Saitama lose, it's you don't see him get hurt.
Yeah. I do feel like I didn't go into this with cheating in mind, but after my co-host here is laying out all the facts, I do feel like I have cheated a little bit.
I mean, this one feels a bit cheatsy. Fucking cooking the books.
It's okay. You can say it was rigged when I crown myself champion.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, by the power of bullshit, Isaac pulls ahead 3-2. Bro fucking picks One Punch Man. Get the fuck out of here. All right.
Bro,
all right,
cheatsy.
All right, so your last one is Superman versus Bill Cipher. Also, I'm not gonna fucking say which age Superman. I don't fucking know.
Sure. No, it's all good. I don't follow Superman enough to know particularly either. The tiebreaker. So this one's really close because Superman is obviously stat line cracked and also has like superpowers and all this shit. The problem is he's generally not, like, in a lot of experiences, very intelligent.
Like, he's not stupid. But...
He's not stupid, but his naivete gets the better of him. I think Bill could trick him. And I think but all Bill needs to do is trick him once. Because Bill's not going to let him have an out if he tricks him. If he gets him one time, it's over.
Yeah.
And so I think by slight mathematical edge, I'm going to take Bill Cipher here. Also because fuck Superman. It's another part.
Yes! Yes, I knew you'd fucking say it. I picked Bill.
Just fuck Superman.
I knew it. I fucking knew. I'm like, Isaac hates Superman. He'll want Bill to win. Perfect.
I mean, I'll want Bill to win, but I do think Bill would win.
Yeah, I think you're right too. I think also, I don't think Superman did kill him.
Yeah, he can't touch Bill. Like Bill is not killable. The only way the show ends with him being stuck.
Yeah, and even when Bill is like just entering our reality and is weak, like the only hope that Ford has is like we can send him back to his.
Yeah.
There's no kill him option. There is no permanent end to Bill. He just is.
Bill loses because somebody has done a shit ton of research and is wildly intelligent. Superman is not much of that.
Yeah. Like even. Yeah, and then it's even if that Superman's out is to put him in another reality. I mean, if depending how long you want to let it go, Bill will just take his time and find his way back. He's in no rush. He doesn't age. Like,
yeah.
So yeah, I think you're right. All Bill has to do is trick him once, or get the up on him once, or just go, oh, I can, because he can like adjust reality.
Yeah.
He could just go kryptonite and just create some in his palm.
Yeah, also that. Oh, this all I need is a rock. Deal.
Okay, the whole world's made of it now. Like,
yeah. Congratulations, you're back home.
Yeah, like it feels like there's just too many bizarre bullshittery outs that Bill can conjure. Fuck Superman.
Yeah. Superman, aka the Basics Boy Scout. All right, so there you have it. Tied per always. Definitely not because I cheated. Definitely tied on merit. 100%. Congratulations. Handshake. We both share the podium.
Oh, yes.
And ad break.
Have you ever wanted to feel some mainstream appeal as a nerd? Have you wanted to indulge in a little bit of power fantasy? Do you love when the good guy wins in the end, and most things wrap up with a nice little bow on top? Might I interest you in some comic book movies? With them tasty comic book movies, you get the first grade moral lessons with explosions and punches, punctuation to emphasize. Add in some clear expectations of who's your villain versus who is our hero, and you found yourself a winning formula that will undoubtedly appeal to the masses. So what are you waiting for? Go embark on that hero's journey to get the MacGuffin. It's coming to a theater near you this summer.
Welcome back! So, Broshkin Kaushka, as we end out season 3, what are you sending people off to recommend they go and watch?
I am recommending something that I have never seen. Because
the balls on this man.
The sheer chutzpah. So, in 48 hours, have had 4 different people recommend the show Dan Da Dan. I have no idea what the fuck it's about. Dan and so Dan. The only context I have is it was written by someone who helped with writing of Chainsaw Man.
Oh, nice.
And had involvement in some other thing that's really good. I know apparently it goes from a fucking 4 to a 9.5 on the anime weirdo bullshit-o-meter.
Hell yeah.
So, alright. That's kind of all I got. That is what I have, and I hear it's great. So.
Yeah, I might be recommending it next week because I plan on watching an episode or 2 today. Per your and, again, everybody else's recommendation, I've heard it through multiple people now as well. There are currently 2 episodes out on Netflix, so probably, I mean, I think they're like both like, yeah, it's less than an hour of content at the moment. So the names of the episodes are That's How Love Starts, you know, and That's a Space Alien, Ain't It? Those are the 2 to go to your point of
That's a Space Alien, Ain't It?
Yeah. So, I shall be checking that out.
Excellent.
My recommendation with an asterisk is also, Jesus, that is like one of the hardest words for me to say.
Asterisk?
Asterisk. Yeah, I always get the
I've got a piece of metal in my mouth. Like, what's your excuse?
Asterisk.
There you go. Asterisk.
But it ends with an X, but has a K sound.
X. All right, we're quickly getting to talk about phonetics that I can't really do very well, but there's a lot of nonsense sounds that sound basically functionally the same.
Anyway, with an asterisk, Across the Spider-Verse is a beautiful follow-up, fantastic kind of idea and progression forward of the original Enter the Spider-Verse film. Really liked it for those reasons. The only issues I have, and slight spoilers, is that, and it's not built this way, which kind of annoyed me, because I definitely came in thinking it was going to be one way, it was the other, and not in a direction I usually prefer, which is it is a part one of at least a two-parter, and leaves you hanging on multiple axes. Of like, all right, we started this, isn't this cool? Okay, we're done with it now. Very much like a comic book would, which is awesome, and I've never been put in that situation in a film where you have to wait so long, and I kind of don't fuck with it. Two reasons. One, I don't like waiting. I'm an impatient man. Two, the whole entire thing is going to hinge on the part two. If the part two isn't good, the part one is crap, because it leads to the part two, in my opinion. So much is hinging on the next one, and I can't fully grade it. Other than its voicing is still obviously great, its animation is great, its storyline could be great depending how they close it, and that's a big part of it. Is
resolution is important.
Resolution is going to make or break this, like this two-parter. Hopefully two-parter. Hope it's not three. And I'm very curious to see how it ends up. I really like it. I like the generally, what they did in the first one. A lot of the parts of this one were very fun. And I'm just very curious to see how we all shake out. That being said, I think I would recommend waiting for the second one to come out in like a year or so to watch it, just so you can watch all the way through. But if you're fine sitting on a ledge for a year or so, check it out. It's very beautiful. Music was great. The animation's fun. Does a lot of things like the first one just amazingly. So next up, we are recommending the same artist and I believe 2 tracks from the same album. Yeah, back-to-back weeks. We are coming out here Caravan Palacing. I took my bros heed from last week and checked out Caravan Palace's new album and fell in love with Mirrors. Holy crap. Bop of the century. So damn good. I can see myself cutting a rug with this one, which I hate dancing. And I can see myself I need to have a sip of whiskey and there needs to be a little bit of spot on the dance floor and I'd be there. It's just, just thinking about it. I'm grooving in the seats. Take it away. Bro, I need help. Ah!
The other one that I'd recommend is the song City Cook on same album, Gangster Melody Club.
Is that where Shitty Walk is?
Shitty Walk?
You go to Shitty Walk, you see the Shitty Cook.
It's Caravan Palace does a bop better than like most bands, I feel like. It's just they do it so well. It's so pleasant to listen to.
Oh yeah.
And it's another one kind of in the same category. Big fan. And I've basically had that Mirrors and Reverse on a 3-track loop. It's been great. Cat, what are you doing? My cat debating if he wants lap space or not.
All right. So as we come to an end of our episode, it wouldn't be a season 3 episode of Super Pros Bros unless we did a quip off. So today, what we quipping off, Bros Kinkowski?
We are quipping off a classic from our childhood, OG Pixar, Toy Story.
So enjoy our musings of our favorite lines and don't look at the human characters because they be scary. 2 minutes starting now.
You are a sad, strange little man. You have my pity. Go in peace.
Somebody's poisoned the water hole.
I don't believe that man's ever been to medical school.
Hey, Ham, look. I'm Picasso.
You uncultured swine.
What are you looking at, you hockey puck?
She needs surgery.
This isn't flying, it's falling with style.
So play nice.
This is a perfect time to panic. I'm lost. Andy's gone. They're going to move from their house in 2 days, and it's all your fault.
Buzz, you missed the truck.
Look, I'm Woody. Howdy, 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 howdy.
Give me that.
Excuse me, I think the word you're searching for is Space Ranger.
You are a toy. You are a child's plaything.
And I'm from Mattel. Well, I'm not really from Mattel. I'm actually from a smaller company that was purchased in a leveraged buyout.
Hey, Buzz, could you give me a hand?
I'm Mrs. Nesbit.
That's enough tea for you.
A stranger from the outside.
Ooh. Oh, sweet double prizes.
To infinity and beyond.
Oh, don't count on it. Aww.
Years of academy training wasted.
I bet you're saving the galaxy next to you're sucking down Darjeelings with Marie Antoinette and her little sister.
Well, that's our episode. Thank you for tuning in. And if you enjoyed this, please feel free to
like,
comment,
share,
and subscribe.
But don't forget, new episodes of Super Pros Bros come out the first and third Saturday of every month.
See you in season 4.
Bye.
Bye.